I want to thank our fans so much for. I thought we'd have a nice crowd. I love the way they've been all year. You know, Steve Cunningham and we've all talked. I talked to Joe yesterday, Parker, and we got a bad draw with his teams during spring break. But going back to the game before this, New Mexico, I mean, I was really surprised, 8 o'clock game TV, the crowd that we had. And here's a TV game. And we had 4,200 people with a team that's 15-15. That really tells me a lot. It really does. And our players, you know, are very grateful. And it helped win the game. I mean, it helped when I said, all these people came out to see you guys. And what's it going to be like? You know, if we don't win this game and we got to do the ceremonies. So there were 4 people in the stands, and you know, sometimes that number pulls you through it, particularly when you're a team that has 2 bad hamstrings and a bad knee and bad shoulder and all the things. So that's my first point. And then, you know, I think this thing's wide open. I think if you can get past the first game, it's always the one. You know, if we look at Jim Valvano when he won the national championship, he had to win the tournament to go to the tournament, the ACC tournament. The first game was a fluke. They literally banked one in or something, and then the rest he just went on to win the national championship. So we hope it's Wyoming. We hope we get to play Wyoming again, get another crack at them. But I just love the growth of these guys. I mean, because I watched the Air Force game today down there, and I look at Jeremiah down there compared to where he is right now. And I look at Prentice, even though he's hobbled, and Dan Teal. You know, Joe's always kind of been Joe, but our guys, whatever you want to say about us, we're brutally honest, we're to the point. You can tell we love them, they love us, and I really don't care what anybody else says. I know what I know in my heart. And for those 4 young men to come out there and be the way they are and be as productive and take, some very tough practices was because of those people next to them, their parents. Teal's mom, some guy was yelling at me in the stands about putting somebody in, and I think he said put in some guy that played 40 years ago. He's probably senile, but Teal's mom went up. You don't want any part of Teal's mom. She said, "You're ruining the game." So she got on him, but when you know you can call mom or dad or both, and they're going to say, "I'll fix that in one phone call," and it's fixed. Instead of taking the player's side and, he needs this, he needs that. All 4 of those young men had unbelievable upbringing.
Larry, did you feel like you sort of saw both sides of the good and the bad of your team today, that first half, kind of what happens when you get into wanting to just shoot the ball, maybe quick shots, not defending as well, and then the second half, the shots start falling, the defense picks up, everything kind of comes together?
Yeah, I thought we did a heck of a job hanging in there, shooting what we shot. I mean, how many points did they get in the first half?
25.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we did a great job of, it's hard to not make baskets and still guard, and we really did play well. A couple obvious layups they got that might influence you or me, but I know when I watched this film, Robin's a team that played pretty much the same way the whole game, except for the shots went in the second half. It was not an easy game the other night at Fresno. We got beat up pretty good, but bounced back and won the second half. And, his team, we'd lost 5 out of 6. And I don't care who you're playing. That team's beaten New Mexico, UNLV. It's not like it's a team that can't beat anybody. So I'm just proud of our guys. And we can go into, guys, boy, if you'd only won the UTEP, or if you'd only the Reno, you got screwed on the call. But we had a couple to our way, like Boise, you know. I mean, we lost that game, but there's a W next to it. We won the Nevada game, but there's an L next to it. I mean, the guy at San Jose State just throwing it to me with like 2 seconds to go. You know, I mean, it isn't like what if, because what if means, you know, Abilene Christian. We barely got past that one. So it's been I will go on record, it's been as much fun, if not more, coaching this group than it was last year. And that's nothing about last year's team. These guys are just so terrific.